Okay, so a very warm welcome to everyone. Good morning and welcome to today's webinar on navigating your career journey, choosing the right path and clearing the confusions. So as all of us are aware that the junctions which students come across at multiple times in their during their studies is somewhere where that what are the tools and guidance which would help them to make informed decisions about their career, and what if can they also have the clarity on their strengths, passion, values, and align them to their career goals. So in this webinar today, our expert speakers will share valuable insights and practical strategies to help you identify your strengths and passion, explore the career options that align with your values, develop a clear vision of your career journey, and also giving you a lot of information on the opportunities of studies in various countries across the globe. So let's get started. And before I invite our very first speaker of the session, let me quickly welcome you on behalf of UniThink International Education Private Limited. UniThink, where we envision to serve as your lifelong global education companion and career mentor, guiding you through every stage of your educational journey and professional development. Our mission is to empower the students globally through a range of educational support services that we provide. So we offer four very unique services. The very first one is the education and career guidance, and that is how today's webinar is planned for. The second service is about find your university and courses. Third is a skilling academy, which would offer specialized training programs. And fourth is the education and business consulting. So a very warm welcome once again to the webinar. And let me now introduce the first speaker of the session, and a very, very experienced person that we have with us today is Miss Hina Rai. Hina comes with a very, very wonderful experience, and she is a qualified career counselor, passionate about helping students achieve their career goals. She has worked as an operations manager in Aston Carter, a subsidiary of LHS Group, which is the world's largest privately owned staffing and services company. She established Talent to Services, a company that delivers training, coaching, and HR counseling services from the year 2018. And in 2019, she opened a new branch that supports international education opportunities, talent to international education. It is committed to opening a world of opportunities for students through high quality education and study abroad programs across the globe. She, along with her team, strive to find students the perfect programs and make the entire process hassle free. Thank you so much, Hina, for consenting to be on this particular webinar and also be the partner of UniThink Education International Private Limited. And I request you to kindly briefly address all our participants, and then we'll quickly have a Q&A session after your talk.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction, Shilan, and thank you for this platform. Appreciate it. I'm sure there are a lot of enthusiastic students on today's webinar. And if there are any questions, whether you want to study in Dubai or go abroad, Europe, USA, Canada, UK, Australia, me and my team are always here, and Shilan is always there to support. So let me start with just the basics, and I'm sure this is not rocket science for most of you who want to study abroad. What is the important pillars of studying abroad? One, you've got to identify your country of your choice. And obviously, that would depend on what your parents have in mind for you, whether you want to settle there or whether it's solely for the studying purpose. So you want a sound education and then you want to come back. So you need to identify those. Those are very important, because if you're looking at a country which has sound education and also stay back options, then we will need to shift that goals a little bit. So first is to identify the country, the programs that you want to go to, and of course the universities that are meant for these programs, that are good in these programs. So once we shortlist those, then the next steps would be the application process. Profiling is very important. So if you are younger and you have a path that you are looking at doing medicals, then obviously that's a different ball game. If you're looking at a BBA or a computer science or engineering programs, it's always nicer to start early so that we can profile you in correctly and suggest the right universities and for you to fit into that. So that's very important. Um, Most important is, of course, if you're looking at going to the USA, then your essays have to be very soundly and accurately written. Correct information needs to be provided. And also, you need to have certain requirements like your IELTS, your SATs, if it is required. All those guidances will be provided once you connect with us. Um, so if there is anybody in this group right now who's going to be looking at admissions either in Europe or USA, Canada, feel free to put it on the chat as well now, and we will be able to address your questions as we go. Are we going to open, Shilan, the session for question
Yes,
answers right away?
yes, Hira. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. And do we have any participants who have questions right now? They can directly ask to Hira. So meanwhile, I think they're thinking about the questions. Let me just ask you, a couple of questions, Hina, which will be, I'm
Mhm.
sure, will benefit all the participants a lot. So when you talk about UK, US, admissions, so are there any, very important criteria which they need to fulfill? So we know that their resume should be very good, their SOP has to be fantastic, and there has a lot of profile building which needs to be done. But in terms of any language test, are there any compulsory tests to be taken?
Yeah. So, Shilan, if we have to look at each country by itself, so like take for Canada, for example, uh, some of the universities still accept Duolingo. So that is an option. It's a cheaper alternative to IELTS. IELTS and TOEFL is accepted mostly all across the globe, so which is great. But there are certain universities that accept Duolingo. So, and if you are constrained on your budgets and you don't want to spend an X amount of money doing your IELTS, then and if the university you're applying to has an acceptance of Duolingo, then maybe it's a better option to go in for that. So that's the reason why I say you always need to connect and chat so that we can alter the requirements accordingly. If you are looking at going to UK, you need to understand that most of the programs are 3-year programs. In US and Canada, it's all a 4-year programs. So you need to budget accordingly. You're on mute, Shilan.
Yes. So, Hina, next question I'll ask on behalf of the students. That, how safe these countries are, because I think that's one major concern of all the parents where they say, okay, we being in India, we know how it is. But when we are sending our child to, far off countries, we are really not sure about the safety, security measures. So, what has been your experience of
So I think a lot changed during COVID because obviously after COVID, parents were not very keen on sending students abroad far away because of the situations they were in at that point of time. It was worldwide. So I think at that point, UAE, Dubai picked up a lot. So I'm based here, and what happened was a lot of parents were very comfortable to send their students in UAE to UAE for studies. One, because UAE has some very good UK-based universities. You have the University of Birmingham, you have Wollongong, you have De Montfort, Heriot Watt, some very, very well-known names out here. So parents felt that comfort zone, it's only 3 hours away or a 4 hours journey to UAE. Very, very safe environment. So I think UAE is considered to be one of the safest countries for students. So you never get to hear anything wrong happening in this part because the law is so rigid that people don't really mess around a lot. So it's a very safe environment. The temperatures may be a little hot during this time, summers, but come October, November, December, January, February, March, it's pleasant weather. And a few months in the summers are very, very hot. But besides that downside, I think UAE is also a good platform for students who want to get the feel of studying abroad, especially with parents who don't want to send them far away, and they want a safe environment. Then I think UAE stands out. Besides UAE, then the other countries will also be Canada, UK. See, my take on this is, Shilan, countries are safe provided you know how to take care of yourselves. You need to know your boundaries. You need to know where to be, not to go to a certain place after a certain hour. It's a very, very important thing international students need to be aware of when they do this, when they undertake this journey. So once they're aware, I think they kind of manage. You do get things going wrong at times, but that's not something you can stop, honestly. But Canada is very safe. UK is safe as well. Australia, you get to hear a little bit of here and there things happening wrong, fights in unis and all, but more or less it's safe. So I would say it all really depends on the students. They need to kind of understand the culture of the place when they're going to where they're going, and also understand the do's and the don'ts before they embark on this journey.
Right. Right. Now, thanks for that answer. We have one question in the chat box here, which says, since UK's exit from European Union, is there any policy change for visa and post-study work in UK? And I just like to add one more question to it. What are the job opportunities that students can have when they complete their studies in these foreign countries? So what will be your inputs on that?
Okay. So let me give you a little background on how things work. So Australia at one point of time opened up for students, and they had a large number of students entering into the country. After a while, Australia shut off. They kind of said, enough, we can't manage these kind of students. Now you're getting to see the same thing happening in Canada and UK. So now UK is also kind of making it harder for students to get in. Canada is the same, making it harder for the students. In fact, they've put a quota saying not to exceed a certain amount, and they've put an additional step also in their processes. So things are getting a bit tougher for international students to go through. If you look at it in a way, maybe it's a good thing as well, because the students who are there, at least for them, to find jobs will become a little better, find accommodations will become a little better, because if countries are just going to take influx of students in, they also need to provide for them. They cannot just keep taking in students and the students will not find jobs and they cannot find accommodations, which happens quite most of the times. Like in Netherlands, there were so many students who went to Europe because fees are cheaper. There was no accommodation. So it's a nightmare for a parent, because I know a couple of parents who were really struggling, and it was a nightmare because the children were not able to find accommodations. Now, coming back to the question of UK's exit and visa policies, they have become a bit rigid. So they give you like a post study work permit in UK. I think it's up to a year, but things are changing. So you really need to keep in touch with the news as to what is happening, as and when you decide to undertake this journey. Um, as of now, if you're looking at settling in and getting a study permit and working and then creating a PR avenue for it, my take would be Canada would be the best countries, even still to date, for that journey to happen, because a lot of students are getting through, a lot of students are applying for a study permit and then eventually applying for PR. So they are still open, one, because it's a big country, they have a big land area, and they can afford to take that many students and people in the country. So it's still not occupied completely. So it's a vast country, while as all the other countries have got saturated. So that would be one few go-to countries for sure.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Hina, for that answer. So, to all the participants, if you have any more, I know we couldn't ask many questions right now because of positive time, but if you have any more questions, please do feel free to get in touch with us. You have our website, you know where to reach us. And thank you so much, Hina, for this informative session. And any students who have queries with respect to the UG PG programs in these sectors will definitely, will get in touch with us, and then we will work together on that. Now, second session belongs to Mr. Mohit Puri, who is the Senior Manager Operations as PSP Education. So after all the UGPG programs, I think the another big question in mind of students who are especially preparing for NEET is, how about our MBBS program, right? So we definitely have a lot of opportunities in India, but then there are a lot of good opportunities available from countries like Russia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Poland, and so on. So, Mr. Mohit Puri, I hope you are there with us.
Yes, thank you so much, Sheelan. I'm there. And
Yes.
thank
So,
you so much for, I appreciate the fact that you called me in this webinar. And hi, everyone. Hello. So basically, I would start with the brief introduction of myself and my company. That I'm working as a senior manager operations for PSP Traders and Services for past 8 years. Our company motto is to provide seats in government universities in abroad for Russia and Kazakhstan as well as Uzbekistan who didn't get seat in India, right, for medical. So uh, that's all about. Well, the company is 33 years old, for which I work for past 8 years, and moreover, the company has official tie-ups with universities in Russia and Kazakhstan. So that's all about a brief introduction of my company. And moreover, we work for 3 countries as of now for MBBS admissions for UG programs. That is Russia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. And that's all about the company and me. And if you have any questions, you can ask me.
yes, thank you so much, Bohiji, for
Hmm.
that introduction.
Hmm.
I have a question here. So,
Yeah.
what is the kind of procedure a student has to go through for admission in the universities in these countries,
Sure.
like
See,
Uzbekistan?
at the COVID times, the MCI was changed to NMC. There were several changes, several gadget which was there in the NMC portal. So there are some few guidelines which says that student is to, if he wants to or she wants to study in abroad for medical program, right? If he is not getting the seat in India because of lack of seats, right, in India, because we have only 1 lakh seats in India. 50,000 are for private and 50,000 are for government seats. So basically, students are rising up every year. Last year, we had 16, 17 lakhs students who gave the exam. And this year, more than 24 lakhs students have given the exam. So there are shortage of seats in India. So if a student wants to study abroad, he has to qualify NEET exam, right? And the cutoff score for this year is 164, as we all know. So the student who has 164 and above this year is eligible to take part in MBBS abroad. So, well, first of all, student has to choose the country he wants to study in, the university. Everything is on Google right now. Everything is on YouTube right now because there are a hell lot of videos. Student watch videos and select the university by themselves. But if a student comes to us or to you, you have to tell them the right facts because in YouTube, everything is not true. Everything is not factual because we are working with these universities for past so many years. So we know the in and out of the universities, how to select a university. We do help the students to select the university, right university, according to their budget. Because the budget starts from 20 lakhs for the whole the whole expense of the university, right? The tuition fees, hostel fees. It starts from 20 lakhs. It goes up to 80 lakhs. Like if I talk about Moscow University in Russia, if a student wants to take participate in MBBS program in this Moscow University, then the fee package would be around 80 lakhs because the tuition fees is tuition fees is also 11 lakh rupees per year. So it depends on your budget also, and it depends how comfortable you are to go abroad. Because this is not a fact कि अगर मुझे इंडिया में if I not get the seat, then I have to go abroad for medical studies. You have to plan yourself, you have to adapt yourself because there are a hell lot of problems for in the very first time when student reaches there, right? He or she has to adapt himself or herself over there because there are So we don't tell the student that it is very easy, everything is okay, everything is fine, but they have to face some issues over there in the starting, but they slowly and gradually adapt themselves, and everything is okay because we have team over there to take care of the students, right? Here also and there also we have offices. We have been working for last 33 years with the university, so we have a good sound team over there who take care of the students, uh, 24 into 7, I can say. We have team of managers over there who pick the student from the airport also. We give all the services, kind of like in India also, we give all services, and in the destination country also, we give all the services to the students. So student will not feel anything missing, right, in the procedure. So basically, if I go back to the question with which you asked, that firstly, the student should be qualified in NEET score. At least he has 50% and above in four subjects like English, physics, chemistry, and biology. And thirdly, he or she has a valid passport, and that's all. That's the eligibility to study abroad. And he has to or she has to clear the entrance exam also for every university. There is an online entrance exam which is to be qualified, which is to
Right.
be given by the student.
So this entrance
Yes.
exam happens before the admission process starts.
I tell you, when the student applies for a particular university,
Mhm.
once we get the provisional admission offer, that university says that we have received a set of documents of a particular student, then after that, the portal is made for the student. Once the student is enrolled on the website of the university, then he or she has to give the entrance exam, and after that, the final confirmation admission offer will come from the university.
Right, great. Thank you so
Yes.
much for the
Mhm.
information, Mohitji. There's one
Yes.
question in the chat box. Is the MBBS
Mhm.
program taught in English or Russian? If it's
Awesome.
in Russian, are there preparatory language courses available?
First of all, I'll answer the first question. Yes, the full course is an English medium, but there's from very first year, student has to study the local language as well, because this is medical program, and here the practicals are more, theoretical is less. The student has to communicate with the local patient in the hospital when the classes will begin in hospital. Then student has to speak with the doctors, the assistant professors, the patients, their families. They have to converse with them, right? So for that, there is a particular subject along with the medical subjects, which is local language. Like in Russia, it is Russian language, and in Kazakh, there is a Kazakh language also, right? So student has to learn it from the very first year, so that uh, when he comes to third year, then there will be very easy to communicate with the patients, because it is more of practicals, less of theoretical. So yes, the full course is in English, and after, I must tell you, for to all the students, that after you complete your course from any university in Russia, right? After that, the last year it was the state exam, the licensing exam, right? And that is the main thing. The licensing exam was held in only local language, but from this very year, it is held in English language also, right? So there is nothing to worry about. Everything is in English language. Plus, you will also give the state exam, the licensing exam, the final exam in English language, right? So it is very easy for students now. Mhm.
Wow, I think that's a very big advantage to all the
Yes.
students here, especially.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
I have a question here. Now I open it to both of you. For you and
Hmm.
Hina, like, who would like to
Hmm.
answer this. What are
Hmm.
the opportunities in veterinary sciences abroad?
Hmm.
Is it advisable to pursue this kind of course from any of the foreign universities?
Uh, yes. The veterinary course is okay, but see, if a student wants to do a veterinary course from abroad, that makes a little sense, right? Not very much sense, because veterinary course doesn't require any eligibility for, oh, sorry, a qualification for NEET also, right? So he can do in India also. It is very affordable. In abroad, it is a bit expensive, and settling there and working there as a practitioner for veterinary, so it doesn't make a very good sense, I think. Hmm.
Okay, all right, all right. So,
Mhm.
one more question. Are there any internship opportunities during the MBBS program? And I think this is one question which I also request Hina to answer after Mohit. And can we
Mhm.
apply for green card and get some, work? I think they mean job opportunities there.
Mhm. See, first of all, the question told me this. Mm, for PR and green card, you're asking. We never encourage students to work over there because university is not allowing any student. These work over there, right? Uh, if they are on student visa, after 6 years, after they get the license to practice over there, after they get the registration, they can work, they can apply, but not in between their course study. These universities don't doesn't allow any student to work, doesn't permit.
Okay, but can they work as just as an intern, a trainee, or even?
See, internship is provided in the university, but it is integrated internship. If I tell that Russia it's a 6 year course, then 12
Mhm.
months of internship is integrated in that, right? But
All right.
the student do get a NMC certificate, this internship certificate in the last, that he has completed 12 months of internship in this university, right? Other than this, the internship is not paid, right? And after that, after he has cleared the state exam, he can work as an intern and he will get a stipend from any hospital or where he is working as an intern. He will get the stipend, but not in the course study, course duration. He will not get anything.
Right, right. Thank you, Mohiji,
Yes.
for that answer. Hina, would you
Mhm.
like to add with respect to the
Yeah.
opportunities in Dubai and other countries?
Yeah. So for other countries, and I would just put it as a thumb rule for most of the countries, you do get job opportunities, which you get the minimum wages depending on where you are going, and you're allowed to work. There is a restrictions of how many hours per week you can work, so that has to be followed as per the country you're going to. If the question was for a green card, so I assume that it's to the US. Now, if you are planning to go to the US and if you are not a STEM student, the most you would get an after study work permit would be like a 1 year, and staying back options will be very, very limited. So if you're looking at going to US, it should be purely for studying programs. Uh, Getting your citizenship there, it'll be a long drawn issue. So I wouldn't really suggest USA then. If you're a STEM student, yes, you can extend it for at least 3 years, and you have to take it as it comes. If you're looking at Dubai, again, as a student, you can work. You do get internships out here, depending on which university you're going through, and there are opportunities of work for sure.
Right. Thank you, Hina, for that wonderful answer. Thank you so much. Do you have any other questions now from the audience? Yes. Are there any scholarship programs? I think, again, the question is open to both of you.
Yeah, let me take it on first. Scholarships mainly depend on your scores. So if your grades are good, very high, definitely you would be getting scholarships. Now, most of the countries, what happens when you apply is based on your grades, they give you a scholarship any which way. Now, if you're applying to something even further, like a state scholarship within the university or some presidency scholarship which the university is offering, then for those, the requirements are very different. You have to have a holistic approach to your life, basically. So they don't want to just see that you are a very good student. They would also want to see your leadership qualities. They would want to see your extracurricular activities, and based on that they will provide you the scholarship. So those scholarships you have to write extra and apply further as well to avail those. So we will be helping with that as well. We will guide you on what kind of scholarships you could possibly be applying based on your profile, for sure.
Right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Hina.
hi.
Yes,
Mhm.
Mohiji.
I have to add on this. See, in Russia, Kazakhstan, the universities don't provide any scholarship because the fee is very affordable. As these are all the government universities, the fees are already subsidized, right? So, we as a company, we provide scholarship to students, the toppers. Um, Last year only, one student was enrolled in Kazakh university and she scored 98% in her first semester. So we as a company, PSP, we have given the tuition fee waiver for next 2 years to that student. So this kind of scholarship we offer to students. This scholarship is only offered by our company only, but not from the universities. Yeah. To the scholarship is given to the student, the toppers, right? We see the scores, right, after the first semester is completed. So we observe the scores and we give according to their scores. Means 90% and above students do get scholarship from our company every year. Yes.
Okay, great, wonderful. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Mohiji, to add on to that answer.
Uh-huh.
And I think we are almost now, running close to our closing time. Anything that both of you would like to share? Any those few words of advice to the students who have joined us today?
I'll go here first. My main advice would be to get clarity, because many a times students don't discuss this avenue that they want to go abroad to studying with their parents. So it's very, very important you have this open communication with them, understand what is the budgets of the parents. Communication is key, so that eventually when you decide on the program and the country, you have clarity on how you want to proceed, and start early for sure. The earlier you start, the better opportunities you will get.
Yes, great. Thank you so much, Hina. Mohiji, anything would like to add?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, this is a very funny thing which we offer to parents as well of the students, that there is a hell lot of time because the session starts from September or October, right? So we offer parents also to visit the university, visit the hostel, because there is no such profiling needs to be done for Russia and Kazakhstan. They can easily go for on a tourist visa. We do all the arrangements to see so that the parents can see the university as well before the admission. So we offer this to the student and get the student and their parents also gets a good clarity, matlab fine clarity ki what is what is in there in the hostel, what is there in the university. They can also meet professors over there. So this advice I should give to all the students who are there in the webinar, that if you have any plans to go abroad to study MBBS, see, 80% if is it is only the self study, because they cannot teach you everything. You have to self study and just prepare yourself that you want to do a medical profession afterwards, right? So this should be from the student side only, and we offer these things to get the things done, because um they can visit the university, they can visit the hostel with their family for a week or so. They can see the things over there, because everything is if it is see, we can tell anything. We will be telling everything good about the universities, right? On YouTube also, on other platforms also, people say everything good about the university, but they don't tell the facts. So to see the facts, they can also visit the university. That's the advice I can give to students. Yeah, this is the
Thank you so.
provision we can help. Yes,
Yes, yes. So definitely, I think that's why we are doing this seminar today, to provide all the support,
absolutely.
assistance, and help
Yes.
to the students
Hmm.
to pursue their education anywhere across the globe. And since we're running
Yes.
short of time, I would just like to, on place, thank you note full of gratitude that both of you were able to join us and shared all the important inputs with all the students. So, students, we are here for you, and please get in touch with us for any of your queries. I know there are a few questions which are left unanswered, but please do connect with us, our team, and we should be able to solve all your queries. So, thank you everyone for joining us.
Okay, Sheelan. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mohit.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Hina. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.